Okay, comic 94. The continuing story of... Oh. I guess I didn't need to tell that story. I didn't. Anyway, so the continuing story of the wrestler from Kenny's past, the abstraction, and his foray into being evil. So the evil had consumed him, but not completely. He maintained a kind of schizophrenic mind, two minds in one body, and the evil was winning. Stop hitting me! I'm the water guy! So he's hitting with a club covered in barbed wire. You probably can't tell because I'm a terrible artist. The evil mind embarked on a series of violent matches, extreme weapons, and spent his free time slamming himself through tables. Hey man, we don't use metal ones in matches. Smash. So that's... I described that entire thing in the previous comic. Now I feel kind of stupid for doing so. So that was what he did. That this sort of describes it a bit more. So two minds in one body, schizophrenic mind. I went on about that for too long, and I could have just waited for this comic. This is why I should read ahead, but no, damn it, will not read ahead. Plan not to. I'm reading these at the same time you are, even though I made them. Then so back to Jeff. What does this have to do with Kenny, you half-wit? Kenny? All right. Well, I'm getting to that right after the large-breasted managers. I shouldn't laugh at my own jokes, especially when they're kind of misogynistic. So, in the third panel, that's just basically Julie accusing Jeff of just wasting time. And Jeff saying, Kenny? And him kind of admitting to the fact that, yes, he is wasting time. But in theory, this all happened. In theory. In a fictitious world, or a different fictitious world. This is why I like to think it possible that if you do creative writing, all your worlds, if they exist within your imagination, then why can't they be the same one? Or why can't they meet up? Or yeah, why can't they do things like that? So that's what I've done, and I do that kind of often. I did that, in fact, while I was still in that wrestling federation. I actually had a piece that combined all the worlds together, but I think Jeff's getting to that. At least I hope he is. So yeah, Julie's getting impatient and calls him a half-wit. So Jeff points out, one, he's wasting time, and two, he's getting on to the more important matters, which is the managers who have large breasts. I don't quite know what's going on with the dude in the first panel. It seems like his nose is bleeding, his ear might be bleeding, he has black eyes, and his hair is either wet or melting. So in this side panel, this side story, this flashback, I had to come up with lots of different hairstyles. So the abstraction got the kind of thin, let's call it the Tom Cruise Mission Impossible hair, but not quite as long. So he's just there with this kind of wispy hair, so there's kind of a middle part you can sort of see, and it comes down on both sides. I always kind of liked drawing that haircut. I enjoyed it. And then, of course, there's weird, blonde, frizzy, slightly Jeff hair, but slightly different. And again, he's kind of got some muscles, but they mostly just look... Oh, my goodness. I look at the drawing of the abstraction holding the club, and that doesn't look much different than drawings I used to do when I was in grade primary. The head looks different, but the arms, I've never become a very good artist at drawing humans. I suck at animals too. How do you draw the underside of a horse? Anyway, so since I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, because that invariably ends up being explained by the next comic, which just happened, then we'll move on to comic 95. Yes. Yeah, that's next. Alright.